He was converted to Christianity in 386 and began a life of austerity and prayer. He wrote several theological studies for which he became revered as one of the founding fathers of the early church. Physical work was part of his regime to counteract the listlessness and depression that could infect a monastic life. In 530, in Monte Cassino in Italy, St. Benedict formulated his rule for the monastic life, devoted to the love of God and demonstrated by poverty, obedience, and chastity. He adopted St. Augustine's emphasis on the value of physical work. The rule covered every aspect of life in a community of men to prevent disharmony. Rule 33 was especially stringent about personal property, which was forbidden. This vice ought to be utterly rooted out of the monastery. Let no one presume to have anything of his own, anything whatever, whether book or tablets or pen, or whatever it might be. For monks should not have even their bodies and wills at their own disposal. For a scholar, imagine the pain of not even owning your favourite pen, or, worse still, seeing it in the hand of a clumsy scribe. Rule 34 invoked Acts chapter 4, verses 34 to 35. After a great meeting of the converted, as many as were possessors of lands or houses sold them, and brought the prices of the things that were sold and laid them down at the apostles' feet. And distribution was made to every man according as he had need. Not an equal distribution, but one much more subtle and difficult to administer. According to the rule, he that needeth less, let him thank God and not be discontented. He that needeth more, let him be humbled for his infirmity, and not made proud by the mercy shown to him. So will all the members be at peace. Above all, let not the vice of murmuring, complaining, show itself in any word or sign. The food and drink of the monks was carefully regulated, as were their clothes and even their footwear and underwear. Monks were told how to conduct themselves if they were sent on a journey, always travelling in pairs so that one might help and encourage the other. Admission to the order was made difficult so as to discourage the faint-hearted. Any chronic illness or disability would disqualify the hopeful candidate. During the first 8 months of novitiate, a postulant could still leave. Before he was accepted, he had to give all his property to the poor or make a formal donation of it to the monastery. His vow was then irrevocable. The unchanging routine of the offices punctuated the day and night. Vespers began at 6 p.m., then Compline, after which the monks retired to sleep, only to rise at midnight for matins, then lauds, prime, terce, sext at noon, and nones soon after 3 p.m. These tidy 3-hourly intervals varied, depending on latitude and season, but that was the general idea. In the hours of darkness, when the abbey or priory would be dimly lit and very cold, the monks walked sleepily to their places in the church with their cowls over their heads. Sometimes there were floor tiles marked to show the way, easily followed by downcast eyes. Sometimes the chill of the stone floors was alleviated by a layer of rushes. The first monastic movement to reach England had come from the Benedictine monastery of Cluny in France. In 1089, 4 monks arrived to found a monastery in Bermondsey in London, intending to live according to St. Benedict's rule in all its original simplicity. Next arrived the Cistercians in 1122. They built their monasteries where pure water and pasture for sheep-rearing were available, since wool and its derivatives provided their wealth. By 1300, they had established 694 houses, including Kinloss on the remote northeast coast of Scotland, Rievaulx and Fountains in Yorkshire, Tintern and Waverley in the south of England. They owed their secular success to their efficient organization.